The Wechsler Intelligence Scale for Children, or the WISC, is an intelligence assessment for children that was originally developed by David Wechsler. So Wechsler defined intelligence as an individual's ability to adapt and constructively solve problems in the environment. And he also viewed intelligence not in terms of capacity, but in terms of performance. So what this means is that the WISC is designed to measure how someone uses their intellectual abilities and not their quantity of intelligence. So when we're thinking about intelligence, it is important to know that it is viewed as a multidimensional construct. So instead of conceptualizing intelligence as a single characteristic, the WISC has a bunch of scales that assess qualitatively different types of intellectual functioning. So in keeping with this multidimensional view of intelligence, there was not one single theory that was used to determine the structure of the WISC. It also used neurodevelopmental research and clinical utility, diagnostic utility. Those things were important in its construction. But that said, the WISC is also said to reflect contemporary intelligence theories such as CHC theory. CHC theory is a combination of Cattell-Horn theory of fluid and crystallized intelligence and Carroll's three-stratum theory, which is shown here. A description of this theory is really beyond this presentation, but basically CHC theory uses a hierarchy model with general intelligence at the top and different abilities that are related to intelligence at the levels beneath it. So verbal comprehension, visual spatial skills, fluid reasoning, working memory, and processing speed are among the most important abilities that are associated with intelligence. And these are also the 5 primary scores that are available on the WISC-V. So the WISC was released, the most recent edition was released in 2014. It's published by Pearson and it cost about $1,300. The WISC-V is, can be used to diagnose or rule out intellectual disabilities or identify giftedness. And it is often used in schools as part of a student's educational evaluation for special programs or special services. In terms of content, the WISC-V has 21 subtests, and these subtests are designed to measure the 5 cognitive domains that I discussed earlier, which are believed to impact cognitive performance. The WISC can be scored manually or more recently on a computer, and the type of scores include scaled, standard, and percentile ranks. In terms of psychometric features, the reliability and validity of the WISC is generally very good. They're supported through factor analyses, literature review, and expert opinions on the different item content and questions. Specifically, the reliability is adequate to strong, and the validity is generally strong. So overall, I think the WISC definitely has a lot to offer. Some of its strengths are that it assesses problem-solving skills. It's useful for a large range of ages, 6 years old to almost 17 years old, and it has a high correlation with other academic achievement tests. So while it's pretty established and respected, it still has some weaknesses. It's been criticized for being culturally biased. It's definitely very expensive. And it doesn't provide a complete picture of abilities. It doesn't give a holistic view of the child, and that's why it's important to combine it with information from other sources if you're making an important diagnosis or determination. Additional intelligence tests like the WISC, the CAS-2, or Cognitive Assessment System, is considered to be a non-traditional test of cognitive processing. The critique of several non-traditional measures like the CAS is that validity may suffer. But unlike traditional intelligence tests, the CAS is specifically designed to help teachers identify learning problems, choose interventions, and more fairly assess children from diverse backgrounds.